Good afternoon, everybody. This is Corey from the Welcome Home team at RE/MAX coming to you live. We are out and about once again on a Friday. It's kind of a dress down Friday, isn't it, Jason?
It is Casual Friday
It's a
today.
casual Friday.
Yes.
So we are here with Jason Wilk. He's with Crown Home Mortgage, and we're just going to kind of pick his brain a little bit about what's going on, what he likes to do, and get some information out there for you. So Jason, thanks for taking the time today.
Oh, appreciate that, Corey.
All right, dude. So I've heard that you're a football fan.
Diehard football fan, but I am a Jets and Giants fan, and see, when you're a Jets and Giants fan, the goal is to care after Halloween. So, when they start the 0-6, the 0-8, it's Halloween week and we're talking about draft picks, I mean, it does take a notch back, but I'm just a lover of the game.
All right. Well, good. Well, we'll see where that goes for next season.
We will.
Also, fishing, skiing.
Yeah, it's ski season now. I'm heading to Mountain Creek on Sunday morning. The mountain is finally going to be open enough with the cold temperatures to go.
Great.
Going to be using my triple pass, and the only goal is not to fall down on the blues and greens and get me in front of my buddies.
Yeah, you're going to get made fun of you fall down on those. But did you ever get to that 100? We were talking earlier for the fish. Did you ever get to the 100?
That is a very painful topic. For those of you who do not know me, I'm a diehard Jersey Shore fisherman. I wanted to catch 100 striped bass in the year 2020. I got to 99. My last fish was caught on December 20th. I went 5 times because that's the slowest time of the year business-wise.
Right.
My last trip of the year was December 30th. My feet went numb, my hands went numb, nothing was biting in 4 hours. I said, you know what, the heck with this to the spring. It is now ski time.
All right, so goal for next year is 100 plus 1 to make up for this year.
Exactly, 101 bass.
101
bass.
So you work for Crown Home Mortgage.
Correct.
How long you been doing it?
3 years now.
3 years.
Yes.
Okay. And your history before that, like what kind of brought you into that real quick?
Okay, after I graduated college, I got into banking for about 10 years, salesperson, a little bit into management. But the reason I wanted to do mortgages was because, number one, I do like helping people, whether it's, helping some of your clients purchase the home that they're looking for,
Right.
take advantage of the lower rates with a refinance, and also the freedom this job gives me. We pretty much make our own hours. I mean, we're when the business needs us.
Okay, great. So Crown Home Mortgage, they've been around for a long time, very big company.
Mm-hmm.
How does one, so 2020, as you know, was a crazy year
Correct.
for the housing market, for buyers and everything else. So going into 2021, there's probably a lot of people that either didn't get a house in 2020 or they are looking to now get into the market because the rates are still super low.
Correct.
Real quick, what are the couple things that potential buyers that haven't gotten pre-approved yet could do to be in this time to be able to prepare themselves for buying a house in
The
2020?
single most important thing, and might sound like a funny answer because you just said it, is to get themselves pre-approved.
Okay.
Because any good pre-approval, first thing we have to do is we have to see where your credit stands. All the mortgage companies are going to take your middle credit score, and that's the basis of your application. Another thing just as important, people say, okay, well, I'm approved for a mortgage. People need to know when they're home shopping, if you look at such and such property at a certain price range with these property taxes, you need to know what your monthly payment is going to be.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference. You might qualify for both, but there's a huge difference depending on someone's budget. Okay, if you decide to buy this sort of home, your payment is going to be, say, $2,200, as opposed to that sort of home, and your payment's going to be $2,800. That's going to be a big difference.
Right. That's a big thing.
Other thing you need to know is how much money do you need to buy the house.
Mm-hmm.
In our industry, we call it the cash to close. If you add the down payment to the closing costs and the prepaids, how much money do you need to have in your bank account, in your financial account? How much money do you need to have access to
Right.
to buy the home? So the pre-approval tells you, number one, are you going to qualify for the properties you're looking for? But the second thing it says, Corey, if you find XYZ property in Lodi, New Jersey and fall in love with it, within $100, your total monthly payment is going to be X, and the money you actually need to buy this home is going to be Y. And with that information, you know the price range and the property tax range of the properties you're looking at.
That's great. And we actually did a virtual seminar through the Lodi Chamber of Commerce about a month, 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half, kind of touching on a lot of this stuff. So obviously, I'm a real estate agent. I work with the Welcome Home team. There's a lot of people that come to us for our professionalism and the way that we have a referral network to work with. So if somebody came to me, should they be coming to me first, or should they be looking to you
well,
first?
The truth is, 90% of the time, they do come to you first.
Yeah.
Because you have, and you're selling what they want, which is obviously the new home.
Mhm.
But just as importantly, and quite honestly, more importantly, they need to do what I like to even call the boring, tedious thing first, is the financial side. We got to look over all the financials. We got to see where your credit stands. We got to go over all the things that we need to know, so that when you do find the house that you like and the underwriter takes a look at your file, it's a relatively easy approval, to as opposed to, were you aware that we have an issue here, we have an issue there? There's a lot to know.
Yeah.
Especially for, take one example, especially for the self-employed business owners. I'm not gonna get, since we're only beyond for a few minutes today, I'm not gonna really go into the details, but due to COVID-19, there are additional requirements for any self-employed person to qualify for a home.
That's actually a huge thing that I deal with as well. Like, I talk to a lot of people, they're contractors, they're a cash business, and that was always kind of tough to be able to work through a pre-approval for them, but it's interesting to see how that kind of changed through.
Correct. I mean, if you really want me to give the unbelievably short 30-second version of it,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's, you gotta take a look at your 2018, 2019 tax returns. If you, I've had people say to me all the time, oh, I made $140,000 last year, I'm gonna qualify. Well, no, on the top of the tax return, the annual sales is 140, but after you write everything off, your profit or your income's 27,000 a year. That's going to be an issue, because in most cases that's not going to be high enough to qualify. So we take a 2-year average of the actual profit you pay taxes on, and we see what your true qualification is. Due to COVID, there's an additional requirement where you often have to go to a CPA and get a profit and loss statement for 2020, just showing that the business is still cash flowing and it's still going at 2019 levels, if that's the income we're going to qualify you off of.
Right. Okay.
Don't want to get super technical.
No, you don't have to. Believe me, you can reach out to Jason if you have any questions regarding any of that. But it is an interesting topic, because a lot of people have had, do have self-employed income.
Correct.
And as far as people who have had jobs pre-pandemic, maybe post-pandemic, or during the pandemic got laid off, or anything else, or went into forbearance, what is the future with that?
Here are the most common things people say. If you're a W-2 employee, for example, you mentioned you got laid off. I've had people say, well, my wife isn't working now, but last year she made $120,000. Does that qualify for a mortgage? The answer is no. They go for what is your income right now? That's what they're going to qualify you on. Well, we're collecting unemployment. Can I use unemployment? No, you cannot.
Okay.
I used to be working 40 hours a week. Now I'm a 20-hour-a-week employee. How does that work? The underwriters in most cases are going to go by something called a worst case scenario, so they are going to have to qualify you on the lower income. It's really the money that you're earning right now is what they qualify you on. When it comes to a forbearance, that's more of a refinance type of question.
Right.
But if you're in a forbearance, if you're going to refinance with me or anybody else, you have to get out of the refinance, have a letter from your mortgage company saying whatever they decide to do, it's current. The way they get it current is either, some forbearances, you have to pay up your previous payments. Other cases, they tack them on the end, just make the mortgage a little longer. But if you're going to refinance, you have got to be out of that forbearance, or there's nothing we can do.
Okay. So that's good to know, because the 2020 gave us a lot of different situations that we really haven't been up against before. Right. So at least having that sort of knowledge. So going forward in 2021, what do you see as far as the market, the housing market, refinance market? How do you see that progressing into 2021?
Number one, from all sources I've heard, rates are going to stay low for a while, which is a good thing for people both purchasing and both refinancing. As of this moment, if there are any home shoppers out there, and as a realtor, the term in our industry is the inventory is low, which means there's a heck of a lot more people looking to buy the home than there are people selling the home. So it's basic supply and demand. As you probably know, there are bidding wars. Houses are selling for higher than they have in a very long time. Is there a bubble? I don't know. But as of right now, going into 2020, a lot of people. Here's another way I could say it. It's January. Traditionally speaking, this is the slowest time of the year for guys like me, the mortgage guys. Knock on wood. I've been very busy helping a lot of people out right now with both purchases and refinances. Due to COVID, due to the pandemic, it's different than it's been in previous years.
Yeah, and I think it's going to continue to be strong. I think it's going to continue to change. It's forced a lot of people to adapt the way that they do business. There's not as many one-on-ones, face-to-faces. Obviously, my industry is based around somebody seeing it in person. Are there times where you've never even met the person that's on the other side of your loan?
A lot of the times with the purchases, for example, first time I meet you is at the closing to congratulate you. When it comes to the refinancings, a lot of times we just only talk over the phone. I never meet the people that I do the refinance with.
Interesting.
I mean, sometimes a lot of people, especially if you're a little old school, you do prefer the face-to-face, and in that case, I do the appointment where I do everything in person. But to answer your question, a lot of the purchases I've worked with, I haven't met you until at the closing, congratulating you on your new home. And most cases in a refinance, unless they want to do the application with me in person, we never meet.
Interesting. So, so we're gonna wrap this up, but going forward in 2021, how do people get a hold of you, and what do you feel something you want to say to everybody?
What I want to say to everybody, best way to get a hold of me is on my cell phone. It's always next to me, even during this.
I'm gonna put that in the comments.
You can put this in the comment.
Yeah,
Just call me on my cell phone. I literally live next to the thing. You can always call me, text me. I'm literally always available. I mean, going into 2021, just know what your goals are. If it is your goal and you are serious about buying a house, not kind of thinking about, but serious about it, get yourself pre-approved, whether it be with me or someone else you're comfortable working with. Know where you stand, because with the market being what it is, with people going through bidding wars, lack of inventory, things of that nature, if you're going to spend a lot of time out of your life, a whole bunch of weekends, 3-6 months, if not more, you want to make sure you have a solid qualification in place, so when you do find the home of your dreams for yourself and your family, there's not going to be any issues.
Great. Jason, thank you so much for being with us today. This has been Out and About. Join us every Friday, 2 o'clock. Maria will probably be back next week, but we will work that out, and look forward to seeing you guys soon. Enjoy your weekend.